Hey moguls, it's Dr. T here, the mogul maker, and today our focus is really all about the sovereign investor's playbook. All right, strategies for financial freedom and high level wealth acceleration. Okay, moguls, so I'm ready to dive into this one so we can do what we do here, right? We turn leaders into moguls, we turn businesses into empires. We turn partners into power couples, families into dynasties, and ultimately we shift your destiny so you can fully experience your ultimate reality. All right. So, main thing we got to know though, moguls, is if you want to control your future, you must control your capital and your cash flow and the currency of influence. I love that. I love the fact that influence is the most amazing currency. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper. Thinking about the difference between where you are now and shifting into more of an identity, like through the mogul identity, shifting into more of that like sovereign investor, right? That's a person that plays the game of reality at the highest level. They're not just like making money, earning money, working for money. They are literally multiplying money, right? They're not like working for wealth. They are structuring wealth to work for them. Okay, so in this little mini masterclass, I'm just going to hand you the ultimate playbook for financial sovereignty so you can build, you can protect, and accelerate high level wealth in a way that lasts. Okay, because remember, moguls don't just play the game, right? We're not just playing the game and trying to play it well. Moguls design the game, right? That is the difference. Okay, so let's dive on in. Let's lock into this upgrade and get it done. To make this shift, we've got to shift from a worker and everything about that mindset, everything about that identity to a sovereign investor. See how different that feels? It's a different reality. Look what it did. It like made me feel like, oh, the sovereign investor, right? There's a difference between a worker and a sovereign investor. The worker trades time for money. An entrepreneur trades solutions for money. Okay, but a sovereign investor makes money an infinite resource that funds their legacy. See the difference of how beautiful that is? Oh, I love it so much. Right? This is the difference. They are not chasing money, right? They're not like, money, money, money. They're like, they move capital strategically. See the difference in that? They're not like reacting to markets. Oh my God, what's going on? They anticipate, they position, and they get themselves positioned ahead of shifts. And even better, they create them, right? They don't depend on one stream of income, right? Think about all the freaking training, the slave training at slave school called the education system, where they're just like, you're just going to go get a job and be on a cog in a wheel, and the highest level you can go is to be this professional, blah, 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 blah. I totally get it. I went through the school system. I am so overeducated in the slave system. It's not even funny. All right, but they're not depending on one stream of income. That is like not even close. They're literally thinking about like an ecosystem they're building. They are building multi-layered wealth systems. This is an ecosystem. Okay? It's amazingly different. It's a reality, right? These are the top reality makers versus a worker. So just take a moment and figure out which category you're in. Drop in the comments. Where are you at? What stage? Worker, entrepreneur, investor, wherever you are, moguls, just shout it out so I get a sense of where everyone's at. That's going to help me know where I can be of help. And there ain't no shame in this game. Wherever you are in this ascension trajectory, just call it out and claim it, because it also means right here, right now, you moguls are awakening to exactly what's been going on, what programming you've been in, and most importantly, where you're heading, and that you're heading into mogul land. Okay, so if you're ready to move from playing small and just being in that slave programming to playing at the sovereign investor, sovereign wealth level, then hit the like button right now. Let me know that you're all in. Okay, and moguls, and I think I know the answer to this, but if you are serious about financial freedom, let's just make sure that you get all these upgrades of this amazing channel and this mogul making system, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel, right? Where we're going to teach you how to build wealth, own your own reality, and secure your legacy, right? This is very, very much for you. Okay. Next part of this upgrade is really understanding these three pillars of sovereign wealth. Okay. So all wealth is really built on these three pillars: asset mastery, right? So owning, appreciating assets that are going to multiply over time. Very key. Cash flow control. Really thinking about designing income streams that are going to keep paying you forever. Multiple income streams that keep flowing. We're creating an ecosystem, an economy for you. Imagine if when we'd all gone to slave school, well, they wouldn't do it there, but imagine if we all got educated on creating our own personal economy. I like to refer to that as an empire or a dynasty, but let's just take that in. We're creating circuitry. We're in the flow of resources, of prosperity. This is what you can ascend into. The third pillar is strategic leverage. And this is in mogul circles, they call this OPM, meaning using other people's money, right? Or OPT, using other people's time, or OPI, using other people's influence in order to help you scale your reality exponentially. So this is a different way of thinking about things. Okay, so sovereign investors do not just rely on a business, right? They own assets. They own stocks. They own different kind of assets like crypto or alternative investments, right? That are designed to deal with whatever the market factors are, whatever the economic factors are, whatever the circus level government factors are. And this is so they have assets that are going to outperform the system. Because if you realize, and I'm really hoping you all are starting to realize, that the system is built to work against you. It is the predator and you are the prey. So it is always designed to beat you and have other people win and get more and more wealthy. So you've got to get set up so that you have an economy of your own that will outperform the systems and whatever it is that they're doing to F you over. Okay, so you got to just keep this in mind. So it could be assets like real estate. It could be a variety of things, but things that help really like keep paying people flow. They keep flowing for life. Okay. And another option is like it's definitely could be having businesses, of course, but these are businesses that like they function without the constant presence of these sovereign investors, right? They're just absolutely set up for them to just give them flow. What I want to know is where you're at. Which pillars are you focused on at this point? Please let me know. I want to get a sense of what you moguls have going on so we can absolutely focus on what's going to upgrade you. Next part of this upgrade is the power of global investing and offshore wealth protection. Okay, so this is that difference between just being like, I belong to a country and I am, just this national, local, regional person where everything is about this one place that I live until I die. Like, that is not a great strategy. And this has to do with the fact that empires rise and fall. And depending on where you're living at this point, if you are living in one of the legacy brand countries, because remember, every country is simply a brand. That's all it is. It's a brand. And they sell people to come there and produce things for them while they extract from them. So if you are part of a legacy brand company or government country, remember, even though these countries are mostly not well run and we call them governments, make no mistake about it, they are businesses, which is why you think they'd run really well. But remember, if a group of people, the power structure, sets up a government or it's a business, however you want to look at what the truth of it is, they can set it up to 100% just send all the wealth to them. Okay, so you want to really start to look at that. And this is why the power of global investing and looking at like offshore wealth protection is really important, because you do not want to be depending on the one place that you were born or the one place you've been living in forever. Like you cannot, in this new world, in this new era, in this exponential age, you cannot depend on these countries, especially the legacy brand countries that have been around forever, that they are even going to be okay, that they're even going to like, bottom line is empires rise and fall. You want to move through your life setting something up that's very different. And moguls, this is like understanding that high level wealth, it's not local, it's global. Even the government officials that are running the countries and are like, we're all about this country, blah, 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 wah, wah, wah. I need you to understand that all of their setup is global, not local. They're setting it up so they have stuff everywhere while they're telling you, invest in this country and da 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 da. And they're set up as total international moguls. So this is a whole new identity and mindset that I really invite you to. The most powerful investors own assets across borders. Okay. They structure their wealth to be protected, tax optimized, and it's a whole different setup where the ultimate thing is they're sovereign. If something happens in one of these countries that they have things in or they live in, they're completely set up, right? So think about this. If you're really a mogul at this level and you're more of a sovereign investor and you've created an ecosystem for yourself, a reality. This is more like you are the nation rather than I'm a paycheck earner. See the difference in that? Okay. This is why you see these higher level moguls using things like second citizenships, things like that you maybe never thought of, so that you are in a different tax system instead of being caught in these big tax nets like the US and the UK and Canada, right? That just absolutely have you. So things like second citizenships, moving, citizenships, and some people are collecting them so that they're so set up they can literally, whatever situation happens, they're completely set up for success. Some of them use offshore banking for wealth protection. Like, this is a whole different world that I'm introducing you to, and I'm really excited for you to know about it. And yeah, one of the major things, like, here you are, you're slaving away, you're earning a paycheck, then they extract it out of you and they make the economy shit so you can't afford anything. And the international mogul types, they're literally taking advantage of these like low tax jurisdictions and just setting up a situation where they can just keep all of their money. And here you are, just, doing your thing. So I'm trying to bring you into a new way of thinking. Other ways that they do these, that they secure their wealth, is things like private equity, hedge funds, high yield alternative assets, right? And things like this for wealth acceleration. So depending on where you are, if you're playing small with money, you're going to stay small moguls, right? But if this is the moment where you start to realize there's a whole different game, and you start thinking like a sovereign entity, like a mogul, like a sovereign investor, like your own economy, you can literally multiply your wealth effortlessly. And that's what's real. The next part of this upgrade, and we're almost done, mastering passive and compounding income streams. Okay. When I say you've got to break free from linear income, wowza, like this one, we've got to just break that paradigm, right? Linear income is like, I work, I get paid. Passive income, your assets work and you get paid. Compounding income, your money accelerates and you get wealthier while literally doing nothing or doing whatever you want to be doing. Okay, so sovereign investors set up income streams that do not require their time. This is the way these moguls play the game, and you're invited to it. Whether it's like dividend stocks, high yield savings, or like DeFi yield strategies, um, things like cash flowing businesses and automated sales systems. I mean, there's so many things. Royalty based investments, right? Like with creating content. Um, things like patents and your intellectual property, which is worth a lot, let me tell you. There's just so many options. So bottom line, moguls, if you are tired of trading time for money and you are wanting the true mogul money mastery, I want to make sure that you get all the upgrades. So I want you to hit the subscribe button now for this channel. And just keep in mind, I've got all this transformational stuff for you. I've got my best-selling transformational books. There's a link in the description. And you've got to get your human design report done. And there is a link for that, because when you know your human design and your purpose, this is also telling you this piece of like your own financial blueprint that's going to unlock infinite wealth for you. But you've got to align with your own human design. Almost done with this upgrade. So we want to create generational wealth that is going to outlive you. That is the video game, right? Short-term wealth is easy. You're just like boom, 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 whatever. Long-term wealth, moguls, is a strategy. Okay. And I hate to say this, but we know it's true. Most people die broke because they only think about today. And you've been programmed to just be a reaction to everything and consume, consume, consume. They are programming you to become a slave, a debtor, a consumer while they are playing this game as sovereign investors. So you got to make a shift. The difference is most wealthy families also, well, no, let me say this. Something to think about is that because people do need to play the game better, a lot of the wealthy families that have so much wealth and such a big fortune, they can end up losing their wealth by the third generation because everyone needs to operate like a mogul. So whether it's like if you had to start from zero and start out in this world with your first job and you're building up from there, you're getting to learn the mogul mastery process, because even if you were given a bunch of wealth by the third generation, a lot of times those people were given it, they do not actually know how to fully master moguling, right? So there's issues with that. But when we think about being a sovereign investor, these are people that build wealth systems that are lasting for centuries. And this is something you have an opportunity for, right? So even if we kind of boil it down, the key to it all is like, you don't, if you think about like passing things down to your kids, you don't want to just pass down money, right? You want to pass down money systems, your unique empire dynasty economy. Okay, so legacy level wealth is built with some of these things like trust, tax advantage structures, bulletproof type estate planning, and a mogul family playbook that educates your heirs on a wealth strategy is something that you're going to want to do for your family, right? We want to make sure you and your heirs have a clear vision on how your wealth should grow and really how it should be protected generation after generation. Okay, so if you really look at it and you assess yourself, are you playing the game to think about the next 5 years, like most people, that's like far out for them? Or are you playing for the next 5 generations? Because that's the mogul level, and that's the opportunity that exists right now. Depending on where you're at, drop a comment for me. And I love the idea of you all putting sovereign legacy in the comments if you are committed to long-term wealth. Okay. Last part of this upgrade. It's important, moguls, that you own your sovereign wealth reality. Okay, because your financial future is yours to design. You're not just an investor, right? You are a sovereign entity, and you're not just here to be wealthy. Think about this. You are wealth itself. And oh my God, you're not just here to make money. Okay, you are architecting a dynasty, a reality. So step into your sovereign investor power and start moving like the wealthy mogul that you are meant to be. Okay, moguls, let's make this upgrade. Let's get this into your DNA. Let's make this shift so complete that you just take the mogul level and you just top it off with the sovereign investor identity. Okay, moguls, you've done amazing, and I'm really proud of you. Make sure that you are immersing in everything on this channel that is going to make these upgrades possible. All right. And if you need, check out the videos that are next to help you upgrade your frequency. They're going to help you achieve more mastery, and ultimately they're going to help you rock it and master mogul reality. All right, moguls. We'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.